Hi, my name is Alan Lamont. I am doing a video broadcast now, and I'm talking to a friend of mine called Joe Glism, and he has a website, and he's connected to a man named Walt Sickle, and Joe Glisman brings out the revelation of the true history of Germany, and the website is called Mystery Babylon News Radio, GrandDesignExposed.com, Jesuit Connection Reformation. And you will see on this picture I put on the video here, you have Mystery Babylon News Radio, but then you have the Jesuits derooting the Reformation, part 1 to part 3. Then you have the American Revolution, and you also have different radio broadcasts, as in Jesuit connection to John Adams, and Jesuit connection to Benjamin Franklin, and the Jesuits' diabolical foundation of the New World Order. And what Joel goes into is the real history of Germany, as in the three empires of the Reich. And there's a quotation here from Abraham Lincoln which says, "History is not history unless it is the truth." And the truth is that history has been rewritten. When you look into Germany, Germany was really used by the Vatican. It was used by the Jesuit Black Papacy to completely destroy Germany as the birthplace of the Reformation. And so I'm going to introduce you to Jorg, and after watching the video, go on the website links on the description section of the video and go and listen to these radio broadcasts. You'll be amazed by the depth of revelation and the information that's brought out. Honestly, this is secret history, this is suppressed history. And welcome, Jorg. Thank you for joining me on this video.
Yeah, you're welcome, Alan. Thank you very much for having me on, and let me speak to your viewers and listeners again on YouTube and anywhere where they are listening right now. You know, when we started this Jesuitical derooting the Reformation stuff, where we didn't know where we best started, so Walt told me, well, when there was the Third Reich, there also had to be a First Reich. And I said, yeah, but most people do not know anything about the First Reich. They don't even know how Germany came into existence. And that actually Germany is a state that is just 140 some years old. There is no longer Germany than that. You know, the first German nation state was founded in 1871 after the founding of the North German Confederation, which was a follow-up on the German Confederation. And these were confederations that were built up after the Napoleonic Wars that lasted until 1806.
Mm-hmm.
To make a long story short, the German history began long before the birth of the state Germany. The Roman commander Julius Caesar made public the term Germanic in his book on the Gallic War about 50 years before Christ. For him it was a nation of wild barbarians. There actually was no speaking of any people. It was quite different tribes that fought brutally and spoke different dialects. Well, I'm from Hamburg, that is in the north of Germany, so I'm a Hamburger, not the one that you like to put your teeth in. And, you know, in the south of Germany we have Bavarians, and they are the ones that have the great Oktoberfest that you probably know. So that's about the two things that Germany is quite famous for, hamburgers and Oktoberfest. But then you have to know, I as a Hamburger disliked the Bavarians all my life. I mean, that was something probably given into me with my baby feeding already. I don't know. I don't like these guys, and the more I study Germany, the more I know why I don't like them. Because Bavaria has always been Catholic, always been Catholic, and a high.
And the birthplace of the
high place of the Jesuits. When you think of
the Illuminati. Yeah, it was
when you think of, for example, the former, which is not now anymore a Jesuit university, but the former leading Jesuit university in Ingolstadt in Bavaria, yes, where our friend Adam Weishaupt founded the Illuminati. So, but to come back a little bit to this thing that Julius Caesar said, different tribes that fought brutally and spoke different dialects. So that was Germany was not a nation state, but there was the kingdom of Bavaria, there was the kingdom of Prussia, there was the kingdom of the Hanovers, there was the kingdom of the Württembergers, there was a lot of principalities and a lot of duchesses, and that made Germany, but there was no German nation state. That was founded just in 1871. So I'm not going here into all the history, because then you can better listen to the broadcast that we already did. I rather want to continue on something that I'd rather like to continue on something else. I don't know where it's now, because I have all these papers here, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what I will say. I would like to say three things about the Third Reich. The first thing I would like to say about the Third Reich is that really Adolf Hitler was someone that was put out front. He was really a puppet. He was a tool of the Jesuits. And the first thing I would like to say is that when it comes to Nazism, Nazism was nothing more than Jesuitism. And when you look behind the scenes, you see that Hitler was brought to power as Chancellor really through a High Vatican Knight of Malta, von Papen, and he signed the Concordat with Cardinal Basilio, later to become Pope Pius. And at that moment, Hitler really hadn't, achieved power. He was overseeing what's called the brown shirts, and they were really the Nazis that were backed by the Vatican, and they would beat all of their opponents into submission. But then also, when you look into Hitler, you see that a Jesuit priest who was named Father Stiampfel, that's Staempfle, Father Stiampfel, he wrote the book for Hitler, which is titled Mein Kampf, translated in English, My Struggle. And this book was the real master plan of the Jesuits for Hitler's takeover of Germany. And then also, you have another book, which is an excellent book. Honestly, people, you have to read this. It's called The Secret History of the Jesuits. And he really goes into the real power over Germany, which was the Jesuit order. That was written by Edmund Paris. And also, if you look at the power structure in Germany, you understand that really Adolf Hitler was under the power of the Black Pope. That's what the truth is. But also, he was connected, as I've said, with von Papen. He was one of Hitler's diplomats, and he boasted to the world. Listen to this quotation. He was the High Vatican Knight of Malta that signed a Concordat with Cardinal Pacelli. Quote, "The Third Reich is the first power which not only recognizes but puts into practice the high principles of the papacy." Now, what are those high principles? They are Inquisition. The Holocaust was the Inquisition of Rome. That's what it was. That's what it was. And when you look at Adolf Hitler, he is someone that is really just put out front to be a false enemy, someone to be blamed.
Yeah, can I fill in here again?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that I have so many documents open that I didn't find the one where I wanted to continue, but there's something that we just spoke about before we went on this broadcast here. You asked me if I knew the book Behind the Dictators, Relationship of Nazi Fascism and Roman Catholicism.
Yeah, yeah.
And yes, I know it, because there's a part that I copied into one of my documents here that is the foreword, and I'd like to read that to our viewers if there's still enough time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, quote, "The 19th century left us deplorably weak in true knowledge of the history of state-church conflicts. The facts of human development since the Reformation have become so inextricably tangled that we have ceased to try to unravel them. We content ourselves in America with a mere superficial knowledge of events, and the conclusions arrived at, far from helping us to get at the real truth, only drive us farther away from an understanding of the real meaning of these events. Too much emphasis has been placed upon the mere economic aspect of the world situation. The ideological and theoretical origins of Nazi fascism, as a consequence, have been almost entirely overlooked. Research is necessary to show where social, political, and religious conflicts cross one another. There is abundance of incontestable proof that the forces of religion, as represented by the Catholic Church, have succeeded in dominating the political and social field, and that there exists a close bond between them and the origins, methods and objectives of the whole Nazi-fascist movement in Europe.
Yeah.
Furthermore, this domination has already spread to America. History proves that in every attempt made during the past half-century against the liberal progress of mankind, the Jesuit, as leader of the Catholic action, has played a decisive role. We can go even so far as to state that Nazi fascism had its origin in the Society of Jesus, and that, like other movements in the past analogous to fascism today, it was planned to serve the traditional aims of the disciples of Ignatius Loyola.
Wow.
End quote.
That was a great quotation. That was a statement, Jog.
Yeah, it was. Well, it's from the book Behind the Dictators, from Lehman.
Yeah.
You can find that. You can find that book online as a PDF. We will provide the link in the box of the video, won't we, Alan?
Yes, yes.
Because we want all the people to study and to wake up a little bit. But I actually wanted to tell you something about the Illuminati.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was in the wrong book because I was studying about Adam Weishaupt. You know, Adam Weishaupt wrote the Illuminati into working, and they were founded on May 1st, 1776. Listen to it, May 1st, 1776. He was a professor of canon law at the Jesuit Ingolstadt University in Bavaria, Germany. Can you tell me, one of our viewers, or whatever, tell me why the 1st of May, then it's Labor Day almost around the world today? I guess the labor was done that day. The labor to put the Illuminati into working. Okay, there were predecessors of the Illuminati, Los Alumbrados, where also Ignatius of Loyola came from, but exactly the Jesuits gave the order to Adam Weishaupt to write it in. You know, when we have this May 1st celebration, this day all around the world, it's like they want us to have another day like the sun worship on the Catholic Sabbath, you know, on Sunday, to worship the sun. And this is all possible because the Jesuits have, for example, in the United States of America, about 25 universities and more than 50 high schools. So they are very, very good in educating. But the problem is that most of the people who go to schools and universities, and most of the people I speak about, 95, 99 to 99%, they are not being educated, they are being deliberately dumbed down.
That's right.
And to prove that, we will also provide another PDF that you can look up, that is from CureZone, and that is called The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. We will also put that into the description of the video that we make here. For the rest, I think there are some interesting quotes that we can mention here, because you just started about Second World War, about the Third Reich, Alan. You said something.
Yes. There's
one thing that I really want to quote that comes from Göring. And that's a quotation that he made in 1946 at the Nuremberg trials.
Go ahead, brother, go ahead.
Why, of course, the people don't want war. Why would some poor slob on a farm want to risk his life when the best he can get out of it is to come back to his farm in one piece? Naturally, the common people don't want war, neither in Russia, nor in England, nor in America, nor for that matter in Germany. That is understood. But after all, it is the leaders of the country who determine the policy, and it is always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it's a democracy, or a fascist dictatorship, or a parliament, or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That's easy. All you have to do is tell them they are being attacked, and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. Works the same way in any country. Now, do you see any relation to what I just said when you think of 9/11?
Absolutely, yeah.
Me too.
They're all Vatican Inquisition, that's what they are. Inquisitions of Rome. That's what they are.
And they always give you a right wing and a left wing, and you think that you have the choice, but you have to remember the political parties, right or left, they are just the same wing, they are just different wings of the same bird.
Yeah.
But the wings don't determine the direction of the bird, the head determines the direction.